There are plenty of facts fans may not know about Markiplier, but all in all, he's a pretty open and honest YouTuber, even when it comes to tragedy. The content creator has experienced his fair share of unfortunate circumstances throughout his life. To celebrate getting 1 million subscribers, Markiplier did a Draw My Life video back in 2013. The star had a lot of good and bad things to say about his life growing up. One of the most heartbreaking moments in the video happened as Markiplier explained his father's death. When Markiplier was in university, his dad passed away one summer. The two were pretty close, as Markiplier grew up living with his father, brother, and stepmother. Markiplier was with his dad as he passed, and his father's last words were heartbreaking.
One morning, we were all woken up by my stepmom, Dee, screaming, and we went downstairs to see that my dad was dying. And the last words that he said to me were, "I love you so much." And I held my dad's hand as he died.
This had a massive impact on the streamer. Later in Markiplier's career, after speaking with Doom Eternal developers, the devs put an unexpected Easter egg into the game to honor his late father. An in-game book in Doom Eternal references Markiplier's father's impressive mustache, which Markiplier has shared with fans before. In the same Draw My Life video, Markiplier shared that his parents divorced when he was pretty young, and it impacted quite a few things for the creator. The YouTuber mentioned that his mother wasn't happy, which he and his brother didn't understand. He never explained exactly why his mother was unhappy, instead choosing to be a bit vague about the situation. However, it led to his parents getting a divorce and Markiplier, his brother, and his father struggling a bit afterward. This meant that Markiplier had to leave the school he attended. Luckily, when he moved, he ended up making some friends and joining the school band. Markiplier also mentioned that the divorce led to him and his brothers losing their video games, but the family computer stayed. This sparked his love of computers and technology. Through an unfortunate and difficult experience for any kid, Markiplier found a place within the world of computer gaming.
I just found out about 30 minutes ago that my niece, Miranda, was killed in a car crash.
Unfortunately, Markiplier has lost more than just his dad throughout his life. His niece Miranda died in a car accident in 2018, and it led to Markiplier taking a short break from streaming and YouTube in general. Markiplier was understandably very upset about the situation. After telling viewers that he was alright, he asked for love and support to reach Miranda's family. A few days later, Markiplier returned to YouTube with Miranda's father. He explained that Miranda was one of his earliest supporters.
She would often go to school and brag about the fact that she was related to me.
Markiplier wanted to explain that he was related to her through marriage and not blood, and that family is whoever you make it. Miranda's father came on camera to thank viewers and also to reach out to the people who commented about losing loved ones as well. In his Draw My Life video, Markiplier mentioned that his life somewhat fell apart after his father died. He had moved in with his mom after his father's death, and he was still very confused about what to do with his life. At the time, his mother did not approve of who Markiplier was dating. This, along with other things Markiplier didn't go into detail about, led to his mother kicking him out. Luckily, Markiplier was able to get a place to live pretty easily. Shortly after Markiplier found his own place, he lost his job. Then he and his girlfriend broke up. After what seems like life knocking Markiplier down over and over again, the YouTuber ended up in the hospital in severe pain and had to have his appendix taken out, as well as a tumor.
So I went to the hospital where they told me that my appendix was about the size of a beach ball and needed to come out immediately. They also told me that I had a tumor the size of a fist in my adrenal gland and that needed to come out too.
While this all sounds completely tragic, it did lead Markiplier to deciding to make his life his own again and be happy. To do this, he bought a camera, and the rest is YouTube history. Fans were thrilled when Markiplier dropped the first teaser trailer for his horror movie Iron Lung in April 2023. It's based on the 2022 horror game from developer David Zemansky, which tasked players with piloting a miniature submarine through a sea of blood on an alien world. Markiplier has poured his own blood, sweat, and tears into making the movie. Literally. The production actually sent him to the hospital in mid-2023. Markiplier's fans were surprised when he posted a picture of himself in the hospital with blood-red eyes. The image looks like it's been photoshopped, but it's real. After Markiplier recovered from his injury, he uploaded a video explaining that he had a bad reaction to fully submerging himself in the fake blood used on the set of the movie.
If you go too deep into the blood, this will happen. And you gotta go to the doctor to make sure your eyes aren't melting out of your face.
Luckily, he managed to recover quickly, and all the red eye memes that people created from his initial picture got to serve as a little extra publicity for Iron Lung. Every celebrity has had to deal with nasty rumors, but there's a particular falsehood about Markiplier that seems to show up at least once a year. The internet has made claims about Markiplier's untimely death so frequently that his fans don't even bat an eye when someone shows up on Reddit to ask if he's still kicking. For example, one asked in December 2023, "Oh damn, he's dead again? And right before the holidays too. If he doesn't respawn soon, he's gonna miss out on presents." It doesn't help that, as such a big player of horror games, gloom and doom has become a part of Markiplier's brand. People have seen him die in games so much that it's become a bit of a joke to them, especially if they're in the Five Nights at Freddy's community. FNAF fans have written songs about Markiplier's death, and even created elaborate memorial videos to pay tribute to the idea that his research into Freddy's past doomed him. It's all part of the fun, but it has led to some chaos and confusion for uninformed Markiplier fans.
Hi, I'm alive.
It's possible that Markiplier will be less susceptible to death hoaxes if he spent less time in the hospital. By the time of his iron lung injury, his hospital bed was probably starting to feel a bit like a second home. Markiplier is a bit of a frequent flyer at the hospital, and that's such a well-known fact online that there's even an entire Twitter account dedicated to tracking the time between his hospitalizations. Markiplier isn't necessarily accident-prone, but he does have some pretty terrible luck. He has ongoing intestinal problems that sometimes cause bowel obstructions so severe they require surgery to fix. That's what happened back in 2015. When a bleary-eyed Markiplier explained the whole situation in a video message to his fans.
It was formed by scar tissue from my previous surgeries that I had.
Markiplier had just gotten out of surgery, but he's been in and out of the hospital so much since then that even he treated it like a bit of a joke. In the description of another video message for his fans, he quipped, "It's the annual Markiplier hospital update. Thankfully for Markiplier and his fans, his issues are treatable. But the real tragedy is that if it's already happened this many times, it's probably going to happen again." One of the biggest tragedies of Markiplier's life happened fairly early into his YouTube career. In 2013, Markiplier collaborated with Syndigo, a YouTube channel run by two friends, Ryan McGee and Daniel Kaya. The duo reached out to Markiplier to ask him to narrate a video called Danger in Fiction, which kicked off a fruitful partnership. When Kaya died after attempting suicide in late 2015, Markiplier wrote a lengthy Facebook post discussing how much working with Kaya and McGee meant to him. He also opened up about his feelings surrounding Kaya's death, writing, "I know everyone will say that we can't blame ourselves for this loss, but that doesn't stop the lingering thoughts in the back of our minds from creeping in." Aware that his fans were worried about him in the aftermath, Markiplier posted a YouTube video in October 2015 to give everyone an update. The update came shortly after a memorial concert for Kaya, which had a profound effect on Markiplier. In the video titled simply "I am okay," he said,
I've accepted the reality of the situation. I've accepted that, and I am okay, and I am able to move forward.
He said he wanted to continue making entertaining videos, just as he had for years with Kaya's help. All this time later, we can definitely say he's lived up to that goal. It might seem that Markiplier was set for life as soon as he gained YouTube fame and fortune, but it turns out that success brought about its own complications. In a 2017 video titled "I Feel Lost," the YouTuber explained that when he was an up-and-coming creator, he felt like he could more easily handle the stress that comes with making videos and rely on his fans for support.
It was an underdog story at that point. I miss it. I really miss that.
Markiplier said that he found himself constantly struggling with the idea that he might not deserve his fame. Now that he'd made it, he worried he was no longer the underdog that fans could root for and support in the way they once had. Despite Markiplier's worries about getting too real with his fans, that video actually garnered a ton of positive responses. The very next day, he responded to all the love he'd received from his fans in yet another video. He explained how all that support helped him deal with his imposter syndrome, saying,
And I'm growing as a person, and I'm learning new things. And as you guys are watching me, you're growing too, and you are learning.
If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.